So, while the MAGA movement screams about draining the swamp, we just watched the highest law enforcement officer in the land get caught lying under oath to protect the very people she's supposed to be prosecuting. It's like watching a security guard claim there's no evidence of a break-in while standing in front of a shattered window with the burglar's ID in their hand. This is the absolute betrayal of justice in 2026. An attorney general who uses her power not to find criminals, but to bury the evidence of their crimes. Yesterday, Representative Ted Lieu took a blowtorch to Pam Bondi's credibility during a House Judiciary Committee hearing. He showed 2 photos of Prince Andrew with an Epstein victim, photos that the DOJ itself redacted to protect the victim's identity. Lieu cornered Bondi with the most basic legal logic. If the girl in the photo is a confirmed sex trafficking victim, then the man with his arm around her is a patron of a sex trafficking operation. That is a crime. Yet, in July 2025, Bondi's DOJ issued a memo claiming they did not uncover evidence to investigate any third parties. Truly shameful stuff. Bondi tried to hide behind her usual, "What about Merrick Garland" script, but Lieu didn't let her off the hook. He admitted the failures of previous administrations, but reminded her that she is the one in charge now. Let's watch the moment Ted Lieu called her out for lying to the American people, and I'll give you the breakdown of the witness statement that Bondi is desperately trying to keep hidden.
I'm going to show you 2 photos.
Thank you.
I'm going to show you 2 photos of former Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. Under the law Congress passed, you were allowed to redact photos to protect the victims of Epstein's sex trafficking operation. You redacted the photos of this victim's face because you were following the congressional law. Is that correct?
I'm sorry that we redacted the victim's
Because you were
face?
following the congressional law, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You have now established that please put the photos back up, that we are looking at a sex trafficking victim. Under the Federal Victims Trafficking Protection Act, not only is Jeffrey Epstein guilty, but anyone who patronizes Epstein's sex operation is also guilty of a crime. That's why I find it absolutely despicable that you sought to protect Epstein's clients, like former Prince Andrew. Last July, you closed the case on Epstein's abusers. The July 2025 memo from your Department of Justice stated, quote, "We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties." These 2 photos, please put the photos back up. These 2 photos staring you in the face are evidence of a crime and more than enough evidence to predicate an investigation against former Prince Andrew. So I ask you, Attorney General Pam Bondi, why did you shut down this investigation last July, and why have you not prosecuted former Prince Andrew?
I don't believe you asked Merrick Garland these questions when he was Attorney General and set before
I agree with you.
You twice.
I'm reclaiming my time. I agree with you. I agree with you. During the Biden administration, I called for people looking at Epstein files. Merrick Garland dropped the ball, as did Attorney General Bill Barr, as did Alex Acosta, a whole string of failures, but you are in charge. You have the power to change things, to hold these men accountable, and you're doing the opposite. You're protecting them. So I want to move on to another man.
Can I answer
Donald
that,
Trump.
though?
I want to move on to another
Can I
question.
answer your question about protecting
You answered the question.
You're saying no. I love this.
I want to discuss another man, Donald Trump, who is all over the Epstein files, like former Prince. Here's a video. Like former Prince Andrew, Donald Trump attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know, were there any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein?
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files
I'm reclaiming my time.
be
I got your
released.
answer. You said there's no
President
evidence.
Trump asked
Mr. Chairman,
the
please stop
Trump
the clock.
to
Please
sign
stop the clock.
the legislation.
Time.
This is
Time.
this
I'd like
is
to take my
ridiculous.
time.
Time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Okay. I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you, here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was going to stop the limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell, so should the men who patronized his operation. And as we say here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing
The
concludes.
gentleman has expired.
May I respond?
Yeah, I don't know how you respond. No one can.
I did not
can
ask a
respond,
question,
but
Mr.
He
Head.
doesn't
You're
want
allowed
to talk
to.
about
I did
the
not ask a
horrific
question.
crime in California. He does not want to talk about
I did not ask a
crime
question.
in his
She
state.
can't just
Madam Attorney
ad-lib.
General.
Did you see the panic? When Lieu accused her of lying under oath, Bondi's only defense was to shout, "Don't you ever accuse me of a crime?" But the facts are the facts. Lieu produced a witness statement from the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, a limo driver who overheard Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein talking on a cell phone. This witness saw a girl who claimed she was raped by both men. That girl later ended up dead with a gunshot wound to the head that officers on the scene said was impossible to be a suicide. And you know what the most transparent DOJ in history did with that witness? Absolutely nothing. They never interviewed him. They never followed up. Instead, Bondi sat there and claimed there is no evidence that Donald Trump committed a crime. That is a flat-out lie, and she told it while under oath. She is prioritizing her loyalty to her boss over the life of a girl who was murdered for what she knew. The real tell here is Bondi's refusal to answer whether underage girls were present at the parties Trump attended with Epstein. She called the question ridiculous and tried to pivot to all the great things Donald Trump has done. Since when is child rape ridiculous to investigate? Since when is a booming Dow Jones an excuse to ignore a sex trafficking ring? What we're watching is the total collapse of the Department of Justice. We have over 1,000 victims of sex trafficking, and under Pam Bondi, not a single powerful man has been held accountable. She isn't an attorney general, she is a cleanup crew. She is protecting Prince Andrew, she is protecting the billionaires, and most of all, she is protecting the man in the White House. If you believe that no one, not a prince, and certainly not a president, is above the law, you need to stay tuned. Subscribe now for the coverage that isn't afraid to call a lie a lie. Hit like and share this video because the DOJ wants that limo driver's testimony to disappear. We're going to make sure the whole world hears it. Ted Lieu was right. If she had any decency, she would resign today.